So this is my Gaussian station. What you can do is you can construct a 3D photo through structure of motion from a video input. So what that means is that here is this one clip of the post office will become a Gaussian 3D model, and through that we get something like this. So that's the end of the clip. That would be a whole model. And so let me show you what that looks on my lenticular lens. Oop, there it is. This is what it would look like. So that clip becomes this. And as you can tell, it has different viewing angles. There is a 3D effect to it. That's a render. The actual model is this. So this was also formed from a video. The process is called structure of motion. Basically, I had to make one of these videos and that orbit around the subject matter, getting a series of different viewing angles, and the process creates this result. So let's say this, where my camera is the camera in space digitally in the software, and this hand is my actual subject matter. So frame one, after I've filmed this and the software is going over the input, it's okay, frame one. Hey, I think I recognize some points that could be unique and I can differentiate from the rest of the scene. Let's say this birthmark on my hand. So it's okay, I think I kind of get an idea where I am. Let's see frame two. Oh, the hand's moved over this distance, and I'm recognizing this point again, and is creating a structure from recognizing thousands of these unique points, and it's understanding where it is in space from that parallax effects. As you move the camera around, the background moves to reflect through the parallax effect. This creates a structure through points called a radiance field. You can see that happen when we open one of these files. It creates an animation showing off where all the little points are. All these, when it forms full color, you can see the Gaussians, which are little reflective balls that reflect light from all directions. That leads to different properties of materials being able to be made that weren't really capable with traditional mesh models. Let me find the mummy, for instance. You can see how this is able to capture glass pretty effectively. So these output videos become these scans. Here I have a little guideline that you can follow if you want to make your own. The three core aspects is have a subject matter to film around, get a variety of angles to create the structure. That way it knows what the dimensions are, and get different level of depth. So a wide shot, a mid-range shot, and a close-up shot, preferably in all one continuous path of you moving the camera around. So we'll be able to create a good structure. So this models become these renders, and can be an asset in a game or a scene. So here I have some renders of a digital camera looping around the 3D model in space, the environment. And here I have them as 3D photos in a lenticular display. A lenticular display is like a high resolution screen that has a filter that diffuses all the viewing angles into different viewing angles for you to see. So we can see that same effect actually on our holographic poster over here. It's the same effect. There's a high resolution kind of blurry image in the back, and it gets diffused by this plastic that has a texture. that creates different viewing angles for each of your eyes, creating a stereoscopic effect. Here, I've also created this interactive display that has little models representing each of the scenes that I want people to look at and experience. So you can see a rocket ship, and you're like, I wonder what that's going to be about. And you can see that this is a rocket ship that was formed during an animation project of mine in the studio, so that you get a experience what my environment was like. So these are kind of like little buttons of memories, honestly, for myself. So I can experience what it was like to be in these places. And these are like full-on scenes. So, you know, there is a variety of applications you can kind of go back and experience from them. So, for instance, this is a photo where I can manipulate and get a different shot, but also get different levels of shots. So I can get this up high shot, or I can go in and get a close-up. And that's only through being able to have this full 3D photo that I'm able to kind of go back and capture these scenes that I wasn't allowed to do if I just took a traditional photo. It provides a lot of versatility and flexibility. I actually have this kind of like poster board showing off all the experimentation I've done with this. And what you can do is export the subject matter, the middle of the Gaussian, as a mesh model, and then put those mesh models in as an augmented reality object in space through cameras. So here's Lars holding Lars, a digital panda next to the real panda, the bunny from the botanical gardens of the Bronx Zoo next to Abby. You can see a bunch of different iterations. Lars next to Lars, a 3D augmented, 3D AI generated donut next to Gudetama. So, but being able to make these into augmented reality models led to a lot of versatility in what I can demonstrate as a prop or as a concept in videos without having to pay for the prop or construct the prop. Over here, this was also another flexible aspect of it. I was able to scan Abby over here and make her into a riggable model, and then animate her as into a series of transparent images, transparent background, and then put that background over whatever environment I wanted. And so this can lead to being able to make puppetable figures. What I would like to do in the end is be able to create, make sculptures that are like action figures, make them puppetable, make them riggable, and then make them puppetable via camera, so that kids and people who want to get into the space and make, but don't have the full skill set to maybe make a full model, can get into animating quickly and be able to work their way from there. It's a new level of entry to get into the 3D animation field. Over here, this project would be my music environment. This is based off Lo-Fi Hip Hop Girl, a YouTube channel in which the title was called Lo-Fi Hip Hop Beats the Study To, and it is a constant looping 10-second animation of a girl in a cluttered room studying, and that you passively watch as you listen to the mixtape of lo-fi hip-hop beats as you also study. So I wanted to kind of create that same thing, and I created a playlist of bossa nova and video game bossa nova music to reflect my taste in music that I like to work in. Over here is a print from an assignment I had where we're supposed to mix a a traditional piece of art with a digital technology. So I chose the advent of Pokemon Go and people mobbing parks to be mixed with Sunday in the Park, a pointillism painting, a famous pointillism painting, to talk about how Pokemon Go was able to bring a bunch of people together to interact in our real world, and how technology can be used to engage and enhance social interaction with the community. Here I have a piece dedicated to a character from one of my favorite music groups, Siva Gunner. It is The Voice in Your Head. This is one of their characters they made, but they're mostly a group dedicated to mixing and remixing lots of pop culture and media and music to in combination and tandem together to create new results. I think this is one of the biggest and most intense collaborative projects with 20,000 different songs. And so as a dedication to what interesting work that community creates, I wanted to showcase one of the few symbols that they made to represent themselves. And I think the character is very iconic. For that, I also wanted to add a pop of color in the show. So I have these color study paintings that I found in the garbage and then painted over. So to create these glyphs and where to get people interested in like this childlike interest in play to represent ideas creatively. I have a few of those paintings, but this is one that I've completely painted myself without any previous collaboration or finding in the garbage. This is a piece of cardboard from a TV box, kind of showing the interest of being thrifty and crafting and making art without through limitation. I have a few more of those color study pieces that I continue to try to inspire that type of work on. Another instance of getting dirty in the field and making things that you just want. I created these paintings, one of these paintings with my friend in the parking lot at like 2 a.m. on a foggy night, where we went to paint a car because I really just wanted to paint the fog, and my friend's a better painter than myself. So we painted the light environment. It was nice. It was a serene night where there was just one car and a thick amount of fog, and we got to try to paint and represent that. I wanted to get people to explore, engage with art, and go off and do adventures like that. This is just kind of like a wall of all the stuff that we did in the lab. This is a blueprint of what the show would become. So this is all of this. And I don't really think I didn't include most of that. Podium was pretty much the only thing I didn't end up using and felt it was unnecessary. I had this little tree for merriment, which says so, and which is wrong. It's a deciduous tree, right? So I grabbed this tree from my house to kind of add a bit more environment because I like vegetation in my room. I think it adds life. And of course, one of the most important parts was having a food station. I wanted this to feel like a bit of a working space where there was an open bar where people can have coffee, snacks, water, seltzer. So I feel like this is a place where they can engage in, not just be inspired creatively, but I'm actually trying to engage what I preach. That this is, not only should you create, but I'm also trying to create a space where you can create. And this is the whole talk about how I believe the university system should have a variety of different makerspaces, interdisciplinary makerspaces in which people can get hands-on and engage with different technologies and equipment and be able to make these things themselves, to be transparent about how the process works and how to get how to be transparent on how the process works, but also to get them in a space where they can actually make those things. One of the last things I want to show off is these AR cards. I gave off a series of 12 different creatures, and I had a bunch of swag in which people were able to take these home for themselves. Each one of these is a digital version of itself, a digital doppelganger. So for instance, you're able to scan this QR code, go to Scaniverse, and then press an icon very similar to this, a cube, and be able to see not just the scan of it on the website, but also see it in your camera and see the model in AR space. So what does that actually look like is it looks like this, you know, seeing the panda next to the panda, seeing, let's see, I don't know if I have any others. Seeing that's the physical what do you call that? Inflatable chair next, and here's the augmented reality digital chair at my house. So I want people to kind of see that, think creatively about these augmented reality models. You can make these scans in Scaniverse through traditional photogrammetry, creating a mesh, and then make models. Those can be exported as a file called USDZ, and that could be read natively in the operating system, like of iOS. So you can send a .usdz file over iMessage, and the other person will be able to open it and see it in their camera and in their space without having to connect to some server or third-party software. They can open it natively right on their phone without a connection to the internet once they have the file downloaded. So I think that's a really exciting process, is that be able to see these digital doppelgangers next to their physical counterparts and see how close they come. This is the whole show in a nutshell. I was really excited by the results, and I'm really looking forward to making more galleries and more workshops to demonstrate these ideas and try to proliferate and bring this philosophy of merging STEM and humanities together to be able to show off our great science projects that we have at the university and present a variety of different ways in which we can educate the masses, whether that be our student, faculty, or people outside of our institution, to see what that's all about. This was brought to you by myself, of course, Liam Yehudai, but also the Teaching Learning Lab and the Futures History Studios, where my advisor is Stephanie Dinkin. And so also I should probably credit my boss, Paul St. Denis at the lab, which inspired most of this. So thank you. This is big thanks to them. Also, big thanks to Ben, who helped me construct this show. Without him, I wouldn't be able to put this all together in time, and I'm extremely grateful for his advice of being able to mount things in the gallery and for all his help on the show. So big thanks to you. Thank you, Ben. And thank you, Abby, for also helping me. This is the full tour. Thank you very much.